Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Civilization 6, where we will be playing as Abraham Lincoln. We have a pretty standard game setup here. We got Pangea Plus. I am using a map script mod. I found it actually improves the AI significantly because it gives everyone a more equal start. It's called the Better Balanced Start mod, and my favorite part is the fact that it allows you to have abundant natural wonders. So we will have 8 natural wonders in this game, 1 per player, basically just a fairly standard Pangea game, which I think is the best test case to try out like a new Civ, is how do they perform on a Pangea map where everyone's on the same continent and you got to figure out and deal with everyone all on the same piece of land. Right, we already found foreign trade, so we must be on the edge of a continent, which is kind of an interesting position to be in for certain civs. Certainly Spain would love this start location. Now, we want to talk a little bit about the American Empire, the Abraham Lincoln ability. So industrial zones give us +3 loyalty per turn, but our plantations give -2 loyalty per turn. So we want to be careful about how many plantations we build in border cities, particularly early game. However, in the late game, this won't matter. The industrial zones will cancel that out. We also receive a free melee unit after we construct industrial zones and any of the buildings inside industrial zones. And this free unit does not require resources when created, or does it require resources to maintain? I assume that also means it's maintenance free, and it receives +5 combat strength. So there's kind of 2 main units that I would consider using this bonus for, right? At apprenticeship, you unlock the man-at-arms, which is a reasonably powerful unit. I could have 50 combat strength. There's also the musketman. That could be another potential use of this, or we could use it for the line infantry. It really depends on which phase of the game do we want to try to attack our neighbor. I would be more inclined to consider doing like a rush build where we go like a couple campuses, maybe get a single encampment, and then rush for man-at-arms and try to kill someone. But I think it might be better if we do a line infantry push, because we can very quickly follow that up. The problem with the line infantry push is people will often have walls by then. It really depends. But I think generally we're going to try and play around Abraham Lincoln's main ability. Now, that doesn't mean that Abraham Lincoln that's his only ability, right? He still has founding fathers. All diplomatic policy slots in the current government are converted to wildcard slots, so diplomatic cards are quite important for us to keep in mind. The P-51 Mustang is a late game air unit. It's quite good. Not really particularly interesting. We're not going to talk about it specifically because it doesn't really factor into our build today. And the film studio is still the generic 100% tourism pressure from this city towards other civilizations when the game enters the modern era. So I still think that the power of this ability here really does make America kind of a pretty insane culture civ, but we might ignore film studio today and maybe do a kind of domination America game and see how that ends up for us. So taking a look at my starting location, I'm really tempted. I would love to move towards the banana because it's a 3-2 tile. I could settle on this hill, which wouldn't be particularly good. I'm also super tempted to move to the right here and settle on the 2-2 tile. The banana tile is insane in tempo. I think I'm going to move to the right. I kind of regret my choice, with the exception of the fact that this campus right here is really, really sick and kind of fits into my builds perfectly. There's also potentially another campus right here depending on if resources spawn there. I think this is a reasonable location. And the reason that we wanted to settle on a Plains Hill is because the Plains Hill will give you 2 food, 2 production, and then more importantly, we also have another 2 food, 2 production tile, and we can also buy our way to that banana relatively early into the game. We do have a couple of plantation resources in our capital city, which is not going to be a particularly big deal for us. Now, what kind of opening do we want to do here? I think the standard opener is a couple of scouts. The real question is, how important is a golden age for Abraham Lincoln? And I don't think a golden age is particularly important for Abraham Lincoln, so I'm not sure if 2 scouts is worth getting here. I might do a scout slinger opener rather than a double scout. I feel like scout slinger is slightly less era score focused and slightly more military focused. Oh yeah, there's a few things that we need to talk about. Probably not be researching animal husbandry. I should be researching pottery because we're doing a campus rush. But yeah, we're going to want to build 3 mines. We're going to want to do, if I click on apprenticeship, it'll show you what we want to do. We want to build 3 mines. We want to build a trade route. We want to build a pasture. We want to meet another civ. We want to kill the unit with a slinger. So that kind of informs my decision. Rather than to go double scout, go scout slinger. Yeah, I definitely want to go riding first. And we'll also pick up this type of thing. So that's +1 population. This is kind of an inopportune time to get +1 population. I think I would rather get... Yeah, I'd rather grow in 7 turns because this does not actually speed up the rate that I get my scout. So yeah, grow slightly faster. That's fine. We'll work that food tile. This is a very, very chunky and difficult to move around in map. There's our scout. I'm kind of concerned that there might be a lot of water to my north, the coastal variety of water. I will be able to pick up a new tile in about 2 turns when I have the gold. We have found a barb camp, so that's another source of gold. Let's go ahead and buy. Ooh, actually getting the early Pantheon here from the tobacco, I think that's a totally valid move. And there is potentially another really, really good campus right here. So we do have a couple really good early game campuses to make use of. We found another barb camp that we'll probably send our slinger to go try and clear. I'm going to punch this barb camp once with my warrior, and then I'll heal that warrior for a few turns while I wait for Code of Laws to pass. We have found a city-state that's Nan Madol. We were not the first to meet them, so there is another player nearby. However, that will be probably the target of our very first envoy to get that extra culture per turn. +1 culture per turn is really significant. There's pottery researched, which is going to push us now towards the direction of starting on writing. I feel confident and safe here. We're on 3 pop. I think I buy the 2 food 2 production tile, and then we're slightly closer to getting that banana tile online, which is just a major upgrade over this cattle tile. How badly do I want to get a builder right here? In terms of tile improvements, I can only really make farms. I don't have mining yet. Mining wouldn't significantly improve my tile, so I'm going to go settler. Okay, the barb camp is... I wonder, if both of these warriors attack and they don't clear the camp, then that's really lucky for me. If they do, then it's unlucky for me. Perfect. I might be able to clear this now with the addition of discipline. I don't need God King to get my religion, although I could get it faster, which might give me a better pick of religion. So I might plug in God King anyway, just to be able to get that really quickly, and then I should be able to clear this. There's 30 extra gold, which is a step closer to being able to clear, to buy this banana tile. We actually have... one of the most amazing sets of campuses I've ever seen in this game. We definitely want to rush towards early empire. That's going to be an important part of our early game. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. So positioning of this slinger is actually really important as we advance forward into barbarian territory. Depending on the location that I put him, this barbarian spearman will probably step forward. He can see me now at this point, I believe. So I'm going to move onto this hill so that we have better vision. Depends. Sometimes barbs can see you from further away than you think. Then I'm going to step forward to here. Now this barb can definitely see me, and he should consider coming out to fight me, losing his fortification bonus and opening up the opportunity for me to attack him. I'm going to go ahead and... I got gold from a tribal village, so I'll go ahead and buy that banana tile. That's a 3 food 2 production tile, so it's a big upgrade. And there's a barb scout here. I did kill this barb scout's hut, which means he should consider attacking me, which gets me my 2nd kill towards bronze working. So he should now consider being enraged and attacking me. I don't know why he isn't. That's kind of odd. This barb spearman has not decided to come. Okay, so now I move to the grassland hill. Now this is really important positioning. I am across a river, giving me +5 combat strength. I think it is. I'm on a hill and I'm in forest, giving me another +6. So I can very safely here just chip away at this guy, because him attacking me across the river into difficult terrain means I'm very well defended, which means I should be able to clear this with my slinger. My slinger will get attacked a couple of times, but because he's in defensive terrain and because he'll level up, we should be very easily able to clear this. I'm hoping the scout decides to try to kill himself on my warrior. We have met the Cree, and I am going to instantaneously make sure that I send a delegation to the Cree. This only works if you're playing on standard speed. He has a holy lance already. Jesus. So he got really lucky. But yeah, I want to maintain a good relationship with him. He's got 13 culture per turn. Just to give you an idea of how much stronger the AI is when you play with better balanced starts. The AI is genuinely insane on better balanced starts. So this will get me my promotion. This spearman should kill himself on me. I will promote. This slinger will cross. Okay, yeah, I think we can still fight that fight there. Yeah, so if you were doubting me that I wasn't making the AI stronger, please believe me. Now, I definitely need to settle towards the Cree to try and secure these 3 really good campus locations. Okay, the slinger actually did not come towards me. I'm gonna bank the healing. There's the boost for archery. That's perfect. We also have writing done. Let's go ahead and make sure we place our campus to lock in the price as soon as possible. So the cheap campus price is locked in. What I mean by that is districts increase in their cost the more technologies and civics that you unlock. So by placing a district down, you lock in that cheap price. So let's say in 100 turns from now, I will have researched like maybe a third to half of the tech tree. That will mean my campuses will be 2 to 3 times more expensive. So even if I never build this campus until like the massive late game, it will still only cost 63 production, whereas if I place a campus later on in the game, it'll cost like 180. So that's like an important game mechanic to keep in mind. I definitely feel like I need to get animal husbandry and mining. I need to think about era score as well. And my positioning here is things like hanging gardens go relatively quickly. I don't really have a option for the Temple of Artemis. You know what? I actually don't need wonders because I don't need era score, but I will pick up animal husbandry because finding cattle or finding horses is quite good. That's on a hill, so it won't spawn there. I need to avoid unlocking ironworking or bronze working for a little while because that is a potential bronze working tile, but I definitely don't see horses spawning anywhere nearby. I'll exchange information on capitals with Coupe, and I'd also like to send a delegation to Coupe to try to keep our relationship nice and happy. He has a lot of luxuries online already, which is kind of concerning. So where am I settling this city? So I think the ideal tile would be on this 2 food 2 production tile. However, the problem with that is it would mean that I would have 2 tiles at the back of my city, which means I have no positioning to defend my city. Like, let's say I were to settle on this rice tile, okay? I could place an archer here, and I could place an archer here, and I could place an archer here. And this city is reasonably well defended, right? These tiles, all 3 of these tiles are under heavy threat. I could even place a warrior here, holding the line, you know, Like, this is really, really well defended. It has units behind it. Like, it would even be better if I move the city over one tile, right? Like, this would be the most well-defended location. Probably not because it's on marsh, but you get what I'm saying here, right? Really, really defensive positioning. The more I move this city to the right, the better the city gets, but the less defendable it becomes, right? Because if you have two mountains behind your city, you can't position range units behind the city to help defend it, which is really, really concerning, especially because the Kree could very easily decide to come attack me. I don't like this Maorian settler hanging around this area. Does the Maori just always like YOLO his settlers into you? Yeah, I really want to settle on the 2-2 tile, but I'm gonna compromise and settle on the rice. Ooh, one thing I don't like about settling on the rice though is any potential floods that could happen here could cause me major issues. I think that's a sacrifice worth making and a risk worth taking. Right, so I'm gonna move this slinger forward. And I'll probably attack this slinger once and then promote. Right, let's clear the barb camp. Oh, the bioluminescent bay. So this is actually a natural wonder added by the map mod that I'm using. +3 yield for science, +1 food and +1 gold, and +1 gold on fishing boats if you own this tile. So definitely something I want to consider settling, for sure, for sure. So I think that definitely says that there's like a harbor going in this area. Let me do the tile counting stuff. I think I can safely settle here, and then 1, 2, 3. This leaves me with a settlement on either of these two locations, both of which I'm quite happy with. We could also even go for a mausoleum game, so that's like another one. So the Barb Scout has been enraged because I killed its camp, which means it's now going on a rampage, attacking my city, which is totally fine. That's actually what we wanted to do. We're going to go ahead and settle right here. This is our first settlement on a new continent, so that does get us a little bit of air score. We actually have an insane amount of air score already, which is kind of nutty. Where am I getting all that air score, dude? Hold on, what the hell? What the heck? Jesus, I guess I just got like absolute air score godlike spree here. We absolutely 100% we want to buy this tile and immediately place the campus to lock in its price. Do we want to immediately build that campus? I don't think so. I think monuments represent one of the best value investments you could do in the very, very early game, as do builders though. I don't really have any tiles I can justify improving. I could go for Temple of Artemis, but that's usually bad on deity in a second city. I need to get my culture up because a lot of the most important parts of the gameplay are locked behind culture limits. It's time for us to choose a Pantheon, and we have a lot of decent options. I think we're relatively early to a Pantheon. Turn 26 is like, I would consider that to be an early Pantheon. We could go for the early Builder. There are a few tiles worth improving here. City Patron Goddess is okay. I kind of wish this needs to get buffed. We need like a BPG Pantheon mod. +1 culture from plantations. I have a few plantations around. Production from strategics. I don't really see my strategics, so that's unfortunate. Let's see, I have a camp here. There's not a whole lot of camps in my area. You could make an argument for Divine Spark for me to get a lot of great scientists. I am doing a science rush build, which is a little bit unorthodox for me. I almost never do this. But if I go Divine Spark on these 3 cities with campuses, I could very easily get +9 and then +15% from Classical Republic. I could get like maybe +10, 11 great people points towards scientists, which are one of the most competitive ones. So Divine Spark is feeling like a potential here. Yeah, I think Divine Spark is the best one that supports my build. Because if I'm able to get a couple of those early great scientists, it actually would be a huge boon. Oh man. Oh no. I'm being tempted. Oh no. I need to figure out how I'm going to block this guy. It looks like he managed to find a natural wonder, which, I mean, good for him. Sucks for me. So we have writing. Another part of our build is going to be getting commercial hubs online. Let's go for mining so that we can actually chop stuff now. So I think I'm blocking the settler because the settler sat still. I think they're trying to get to this tile. So I want to block this for as long as possible until I can get this city down and make it look less nice for loyalty. It could be worth it for me to snake my way down and jump into this location. 1, 2, 3. Because this is actually a pretty defensible river location, which would, I feel like, completely solidify my borders with the Kree. It all depends on if I can keep them off this. I'm fighting for position here. Now, he could also just decide to declare war on me, and I'm not in a position to really fight that. Okay, Saladin's a really scary character to be going up against, and he's to my north. And his loyalty is already encroaching upon me. I will send him a delegation. I'm not going to make any demands of him. I don't think I've ever used the demand feature, to be honest with you. We're definitely pretty far behind in stats. So it looks like the Kree have redirected where they're heading with that scout. Let's go ahead and find Yosemite. It'd be really, really nice to get control of at least some of those Yosemite tiles. Like if I settled here, I could get 1, 2, 3. And those 3 Yosemite tiles are super powerful. So I think I will try to make a gambit and run down south rather than go for this campus because it actually opens up another potential campus here. Maybe I'm going to go for a 4-city opener. It's an extremely greedy opener. However, if I can get to open borders and improve my relationship with the Kree fast enough, I think we should be fine. He is a little bit upset about settling near him, but we might be able to do something. Okay, we got a little slinger action going on here. Okay, he sent his settler a different direction. Got a little kill there. I'm fully aware that I'm going for an exceptionally greedy build, but I think that's fine to do. We have been scouted by more barbs. Just trying to hold as much map control as we can with our units. particularly towards the Cree, because he's my closest and most dangerous neighbor at the moment. Saladin is also really, really dangerous. I don't like that this Barb Scout is running off to the Fog of War. Not a fan at all. We are going to need to get masonry this game, which means we're going to need to build a quarry, and we're going to need to get a builder. So however we're going to do that is going to be a while. I will buy the Cree salt, and I'm also going to start looking to buy Diplo favor off people. Because they sell it for almost nothing. So it looks like nobody has any Diplo favor to buy yet. Let's go ahead and search for bronze work. I'll put a few turns into archery, I think, actually. The scout is heading south. Okay, that scout's leaving. A loyalty here is fine. We'll be able to hold this if we can get a nice loyalty muscle going. Plus we'll have a golden age. An exceptionally greedy opener to go for 3 scout opener, or 3 settler opener rather. Like, I don't think I've done a build this greedy in years, and it could very easily backfire and see me dead. Okay, a meteor shower to the west. I need to like immediately take faster movement on hills and get over there ASAP. A free chariot right now would be a huge game changer if I could snatch that. And the faster movement on hills means I can sneak over to here and grab it really quick. Let's get a friendship with Maori because he flipped over to happy with us. You're still a little upset about our first impression and the fact that I'm settling near you. But I might have to just accept that. Having a chariot means I can be a little bit more aggressive in my positioning and what I'm doing actually. So now I feel a little bit more confident to go exploring more. Oh, I didn't actually mean to finish archery. That's bad. That was a mistake. I meant to switch away from it. I got a little bit distracted in my excitement to get the chariot. There is a barb camp over here that we can kill. How long left on this era? 10 to 21 turns. It might be good to go ahead and get this campus. Let's see. A builder would give me a lot of tempo. I have my monument up. I could go for the really, really fast campus. The problem is I need production tempo. So I think getting an early builder here or two is the right play. Because I'm soon to unlock Magnus, and then I can use Magnus in Washington to chop out a whole bunch of infrastructure and then start chopping, just like go wild, because I've got a ton of hills and stuff. The good news is we should be able to steal this barb camp kill. We've got safe loyalty right here, boom. 34 turns, it's only -3 because of the happiness level. Am I not buying a luxury? Could buy these diplomatic favors for 1 gold each. No luxuries available. Yeah, the other flip side of this is that diplomatic favor only sells for 1. You can do like a diplo favor cycle where you sell 1 diplo favor, right? So like this is like a really tedious but like funny way to steal gold. I sell diplo favor for like a single diplo favor for 2 gold, right? So I just do this over and over, and then I come back and I buy the diplomatic favor back for 2 gold. So I've just essentially like stolen money from them. You could do that over and over again. It's like an incredible, like if you set up a macro, it might be worth doing, but that's not how I want to play. We definitely need to get to work on masonry. That's partially why I need that builder. Let's go for the monument here. That extra loyalty will come in handy. I need this city to grow primarily, so I'll work the tobacco. I have a chariot in place now in Charleston, providing the city with the combat strength to withstand any really early attacks. I would love to attack here, but I won't get the kill, and this unit is still in range to maybe do something about that. So he has 1 promotion, which means 1, 2, 3. He could not get here and kill, so I think I can safely attack. It looks like a barb camp. A city-state has been levied here. My troops are merely passing by. I'm not looking to declare war. We have early empire now, so that I can swap this out and plug in urban planning, which will get us +3 production. Would it be worth it to plug in the settler card? 6 turns of settler production in a city producing 9 production. How long until I could get craftsmanship? 8 turns. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I think we'll plug in the settler card then to get that settler out. Like if we get it out 2 turns sooner, that's 2 turns we get that city settled. That's like a slight snowball effect. We're also going to go for, it's a rare Magnus first game, I think. No, Pingala first in St. Louis. Yeah, just Pingala first is just too strong. It's too good. So let's clear that barb camp, and we've basically got all of our golden age sorted. We just need 1 more tribal village or something. But I'm not going to do any attacking, playing it safe. He said while he's doing the greediest build imaginable. Yeah, I will do mutual open borders with the Cree. And the reason for that being is that this will actually improve our relationship slightly. Now, they're not happy about the fact that I settled near them. Can I get this kill? If I step into double defensive terrain, you'll have a 26 base combat strength, which means this guy will have a very hard time killing you. And then you'll be able to walk away, no problem. It's so rare that I find mountains without volcanoes on them. I'm genuinely shocked, actually, that I managed to find this configuration of mountains. Ancient Era ends in 7 turns. I think I have to build this campus to get a golden age now. Unless I can walk this builder, let me think, 1, 2, 3, and then chop this tile. Yes, I think I can walk a builder over there and chop out that campus to get the era score if I don't find era score anywhere else. There's like a multitude of ways I could get that era score. Chopping out the campus is probably the way I'm going to get it. Nice spices down here. Maori, of course, encroaching on my land with their settlement, as the Maori do. It's like their entire shtick. All right, let's get started on that campus. We'll need to chop it, I think. So we may as well pre-buy this tile, since we know we're chopping it. What sort of tiles am I working, actually? So I've got that nice deer tile, 2 2s all around. You're working at 2 1 2. Can I buy a tile to improve you, actually? Yeah, I think I definitely buy the Yosemite tiles. And if I can, buy that second one ASAP We buy everyone's Diplo favors just to scoop it up before it becomes useful. All right, my chariot's getting promoted. I'll take barding. Barding means it's very hard to actually kill them with ranged attacks. Also, I'm going to turn off the builder lens. I don't know, I just have like my own personal vision. I've played without the builder lens so much that I don't really need or want it. So the things I need to do with this builder is at least one chop to hopefully get this campus out in time, and then build a quarry. So after bronze working, we'll go for masonry. I'm hoping that there's iron underneath this hill right here. Do I go campus right now? I think I do. I think I have to go campus right now to get the science for the build we're going for. I don't like that the Maori are sending archers towards me. So let's get started on an archer for defensive reasons. And I'm going to move this slinger back and move this chariot up to hopefully escort this settler down a couple of turns. Yeah, I'm really concerned about the positioning on these archers. So I'll chop here. There's the campus finished. It's securing our golden age. And then I'm going to quickly get started on another archer. If he declares war this turn, I lose this builder, which is a major loss for me. Like a huge painful loss. There's craftsmanship. Let's plug in a GOG. And then we'll go ahead and switch in urban planning for that extra tiny little chunk of production. Golden Age. I'm really happy about the Golden Age. In terms of options, I don't think Free Inquiry makes sense. I don't think Monumentality makes sense. I don't think Exodus the Evangelist makes sense. It's got to be Pen, Brush and Voice here. +1 culture for each specialty district will make up for the fact that I'm going for campuses. I'd love to get this Iron Mine online. But my gold is a little bit constrained right now. I think getting the Iron Mine would improve my gold income though. That's kind of the reason I want to get it. I really need to buy this Yosemite tile though. Right, 4th city down. Perfect. Let's place that campus to lock in its price. You can see already my campuses are up about 25 production in cost. We'll get started on that monument. Make sure you're working 2/2 tiles. I feel like we're off to like an amazing tempo start. Oh shoot, I over-researched masonry, but there's masonry researched, which will allow me to buy a tile in Charleston and place that campus in here as soon as I can. I need to find money. I think selling open borders for raw cash right now is the play. And then I can buy this tile. And now we got like a really secure early game for Charleston. And then we just need to save a bit of cash to buy this tile here. So I definitely think potentially going for something like engineering here. I really need gold, so getting currency would be good. I need to find time to build a trader. I really need to get my monument in my capital, but I might take the time to build a trader because if I can start trading with the Cree, that's actually a huge injection of gold into my economy, which I think will help me a lot. There's state workforce, so we have our government plaza available. We definitely need to build a pasture. Do I have a pasturable resource? No, only this cattle tile, really. My science is so good I may forego that in exchange for getting iron. So let's promote Pingala with Connoisseur. We'll get a trade route. We'll go for the monument. And then we'll get started on the government plaza right here. I'm going to place the government plaza to lock that price in, but we're going to go trader, monument, government plaza to try and get those extra government stuff going. We also need to start thinking about our next wave of expansion. I don't even have my libraries built, which is a bit of a concern. We're in a bit of a production crunch right now, but we should be fine. We're in a bit of a gold crunch as well. We're in just a crunch. We're in a gameplay crunch right now. And what I mean by that is we have too many things to do and not enough resources to achieve everything that we need to achieve. We got our monument in Charleston. The ideal thing to do now would be to buy this tile and start working on it. I'd also really like to start working on my commercial hubs and all that sort of stuff, but it's not really available to me. I don't think a monument makes sense. I guess we could invest in ancient walls while we save cash. You're my most vulnerable city. How does the Cree feel about us now? He's upset about our settling. He's upset about our troops, but I think generally we're okay. His combat power is a little bit scary right now. If I built ancient walls, that would get me the boost for engineering, and I am going to want aqueducts when I'm building my industrial zones as Abraham Lincoln, because aqueducts and industrial zones work really well together. I kind of wish I had settled a city here. This is like a super good harbor spot. I need to get this border city with Arabia up, like pronto, Toronto. And then there's another border city here. So 2 border cities, and then I think another potential border city with the Cree. So that's 3. I'd like to get to 8 cities if I could. That would suit me just fine. There's an incredible campus right here. We've rolled the dice really well on campuses this game. We have nothing to sell to the AI, which is unfortunate. So I would love more gold right now. Our religion is rolling in. Looks like it's Confucianism, so it's feed the world and temples, which is not such a big deal. There's the trader. We definitely want to trade with... We would love to trade with his capital. I might actually send my scout down there to try to find his capital. But I think in the meantime, trading with Mistahav Sipik is totally reasonable here. +1 faith, +1 thingy, a little bit of cash. It starts the trade route off. It boosts currency. I'm 1 turn away from unlocking commercial hubs. It gets me that tiny little bit of cash flow that I need. Nice, +1 era score for researching currency. I'll start researching the wheel because I'm about to boost it. And boom, there's the wheel boosted and iron working. And now we have a really nice 2 food, 2 production, 1 science tile in my capital. My capital's growth has been stunted slightly. I'm going to unlock this and maybe prefer to work non-faith tiles. Monuments coming, government plazas coming, it's all coming. We're about to get our political philosophy too. God, this is just like the campus map, dude. I have so many potential, like really high potential campuses. It's kind of insane. There's the wheel. We do now have access to chariots. Let's get started on mathematics, I think, being able to get the Diplo quarter. Right, we have another campus built. How's our science standing? I would say we're a little bit behind the AI, but we're relatively competitive. I'm trying to think about how I'm going to be planning. So every city in my empire is going to be building industrial zones. That's something to consider. So this quarry right here is definitely high value because it provides adjacency to industrial zones. So like if I put an industrial zone adjacent to this, that's a +2. If I manage to put an aqueduct here, that's another +2. If I put an aqueduct here, that's a +2. And then this industrial zone's a +5. So this is just all really, really high value to me. I don't like that I'm killing a lot of my good tiles, but at least I'm replacing them with high production industrial zones. So that's this sorted. Ooh, I think industrial zone goes here, and then my aqueduct goes here. I would really have loved this to be my Diplo quarter spot, but I can always put a Diplo quarter here. Okay. So just to give you an idea of the basic plan is to like rush for either musketmen or line infantry, depending on the game's status, and then try to kill someone with that. Possibly the Kree, which optically, I'm not a huge fan of that. So we have a little bit of a housing problem in here, which is tempting me to get my granary. I need to get my library and I need to get my commercial hub. I think I get a lot of extra value from libraries. What is the status of great scientists? If I'm going to compete for great scientists, I need to get my libraries. Even if it will tank my gold per turn, I think it's necessary. Then again, what if I just don't care about the early great scientists and instead I were to start cranking out more settlers? I'll place the commercial hub. Like here's a totally fine commercial hub location, I think. But if I just get started on a settler, like, yeah, I think that's what we do. We need to begin our second expansion phase. All right, there's political philosophy, and this will open up a lot of opportunities for us. I think we go for Classical Republic here. This feels like a very natural and obvious point. And then we plug in the settlers. I don't want God King. Caravansaries. Honestly, I think conscription feels really nice to me here. As does caravansaries. Like that's +5 gold. That's a huge early gold boost. So I'm feeling really good about our current standing. How far are we away from feudalism? We're quite a while away from feudalism. It'll definitely kick in our next expansion phase. So I think we just get military tradition and start like slowly working our way towards that. Now we're almost certainly not getting a golden age here. We got very lucky in the first era. There's military tradition. Nothing particularly interesting here, although if we wanted to go for some kind of cavalry rush, it would be within the realm of possibility. Chicago has finished its monument, which means they're going to immediately start the campus. Charleston actually grew to the tile. Oh, well, that's concerning. Loyalty is a little bit low in Charleston. Let's go ahead and place that campus. We need to figure out a loyalty plan for Charleston. I think it's going to involve going for a watermill and a granary and foregoing the campus for a little while. We need to grow this city to fight back against this massive, massive growth that he's got. So we found his capital. That's good. Man, he has such a huge army. I really need him to flip to friendly. He's at -1 relationship status. I'm hoping that these settled near him things will go away. I could send him a little gift. I'll send him 5 iron and see how he feels about that. Favorable trade deal. So I think that just barely kicks him up into positive relations. So he might start considering a friendship with us unless he's deciding to go to war. He wants to buy my iron. I will of course sell you my iron. So he has +2 friendship with us. Charleston has walls, so I'm feeling very, very defended here. He has man-at-arms. That's terrifying. Yeah, so I don't think a man-at-arms push, like a man-at-arms timing attack with especially if you're playing on a map like this where the AI is heavily boosted, I don't think that timing attack really works out. I do think an audience chamber here could be really useful. Let's promote Pingala with researcher. I don't think I need the science. I think I would be better off with Magnus giving me tempo in Washington. So I'll go for Magnus. And I think I'm going to go for audience chamber this game. And I could put Victor in Charleston. I need to think about getting a encampment relatively early so that I can pump out a great general to support my line infantry when the timing attack comes. Right, there's games and recreation. We're about to finish mathematics, renew our friendship with Maori, and I think I'm going to quickly try to buy everyone's Diplo favor before the Diplo favor becomes expensive. Let's have a look there. Diplo favor just became expensive. Although the upside of that, it means I can sell mine. And I just got a friendship with Maori, so he's a good target to sell to. I'm also going to sell him my iron. So up to 26 gold per turn. What else do we need to think about? It'd be good to go for engineering to get the aqueducts unlocked. It's an important part of the plan. And I think it's a good idea now to start buying builders in my capital city to use with Magnus to maybe chop out a couple of settlers and a bit of infrastructure there. Right, so positioning on this is really, really important, that I'm ready to block this settler from going anywhere. I need to create a shield of units and then pump out a settler to send this way. So what tiles am I going to be harvesting? I think we harvest anything with woods and a hill. So we'll get started on that. So the plan to block is to try to be on any of the 2 tiles that allows them to advance towards my position. So here or here. And then just by doing the dance back and forth like this, we should be able to prevent him from getting a settlement down, at least for a few turns. Magnus has established my builders in position. I can chop here, finish the audience chamber, and immediately begin another settler. So that covers 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 settlers, 3 settlers on the way. I'm not going to be using internal trade routes, so I don't think surplus logistics is good for me here. I think I'll go for researcher. Let's go through everyone that we know and make sure we have open borders with them all. It's important to get those. The tiny bit of cash that you just get for free every 30 turns against the AI. So where's my next chop? I feel like chopping this industrial zone spot is fine because I'm going to be crushing it later. Let's go through and place our aqueducts in places that already have a lot of workable tiles in the positions of tiles that they're not working. Does that make sense what I just said there? I hope so. So for example, I'm not going to place this aqueduct because I'm working that tile, but I'm going to place this aqueduct because it's a low value tile that I'm not working. 36 turns. I need to get a governor. I'm about to get a governor title. We'll put Victor in there. That'll be secured. My settler's on the way. We have mathematics. We don't have 7 pop in the capital though, so we can't place it yet. Make our way towards apprenticeship. I'd like to build more mines to make use of that. I'm going to buy another builder in the capital. How far are we away from feudalism? I think the tempo from buying here is worth it. I'll put an envoy into Nan Madol for +1 culture per turn. Very nice. I'm just going to put this scout on auto explore because I don't really have a use for him. Poundmaker is now starting to consider friendship. He's not quite ready there. We have a neutral relationship. But our relationship with Poundmaker is slowly growing. And it looks like the AI realized that they can't, I'm blocking them. So they're going a different direction, which is the best case scenario for me. So I chop here, I get the 6 pop, unlock that tile, and you'll go here and improve that tile because I want to get the boost for apprenticeship. So I need 1 more mine to make that happen. You're going to head over here to get that chopped. I may chop this jungle. No, that won't work. I'd have to switch away from the settler to chop the jungle to grow the city fast enough. How much food do you need to grow? 64 food to grow to 7 pop, so yeah, probably not worth it. Yeah, so they're still trying to make it, but we're just in his way. Another campus down, feeling really good about that. I think we go for the library here. Could I justify a settler? Let me see, I've got 1 settler out, I've got 2 more coming, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get that settler from my capital, so I'd rather get something that helps my tempo, and I think libraries are my tempo maker, especially because of the great people points. We're already in the Renaissance era, Jesus. Quick stat check, we're doing okay. Right, so we'll chop here. There's another settler. Boom. On the way. 1, 2, 3. Where am I settling over here? I wish I had a little bit more intel. I'll send a scout that way to see if I can maybe find something. Could I buy a scout? No, they're a little bit too expensive. I could sell stuff though. I want that for I want to do that to buy builders though. That's the thing. Let's go ahead and get Victor and we'll put him in the Charleston city. That'll restore our loyalty, preventing any loyalty negatives. I could get another Yosemite tile for 75 gold, which I think is absolutely worth it. The gold and science from that is just like super, super nice. And now we're working on feudalism. So 15 turns till we get the critical builder. I definitely feel like settling on the rice here is like super good. It's a 4 food tile next to a 4 food tile. So I think the rice is the place. There's our 3rd mine, boosting apprenticeship. We'll soon be able to get our industrial zones. Now, we're not rushing industrial zones. That's the thing to think about. But we do need to unlock apprenticeship to get to universities, and we are doing a tech rush. Okay, let's maximize our gold output. We could trade with the capital. We could also trade with Nan Madol for an envoy. I don't think I particularly care about that envoy. I much prefer getting gold and the relationship boost with the Cree. So I'm going to go ahead and trade with his capital city. I want to avoid building plantations if I can. And, well, I suppose in my capital it would be fine. Classical era ends, so the Dark Age is going to be rough. So we need to get these cities down fast. My people will settle where they please. I'm going to gain the Diplo favor and then break it. And I'll sell it to him. Oh, he won't do it. Okay. I'll sell it to the Cree and hope that I can use the gold. So this will upset him. Breaking our agreement. He has a little bit of grievances, but they should go away in a few turns. So he's going to be pretty upset. Now that will hurt my relationship with a lot of other civs, but I'm hoping that in the 10 turns it takes, it'll be fine. Unfortunately, this does mean I have to rush recorded history rather than go for feudalism because I need that extra governor title. I'm going to have a little bit of loyalty problems in the next era, I think. I definitely am. Let's chop out this settler. 2 turns. So I think there is something to be said for planning over here. Aqueduct and industrial zone for sure. Definitely campus, like obviously. I think there will be an aqueduct and an industrial zone here. Do a little bit of planning. So he's denouncing me. That's not good. He's going to be pissed off at me for the rest of the game. This did hurt my relationship with other civs, so they're gone down to neutral now, a lot of them. If I can get the Cree to ally me, and I think I might take a little bit of time in my capital city to maybe build a defensive unit for Boston. Actually, if I can upgrade this guy to a man-at-arms and then get a couple of archers behind the city, we should be fine. So I reckon we just go like 2 extra archers to defend this line. That should be, yeah, that should be fine. That should be more than enough. Ooh, he just sold me horses, so I could build a horseman to defend that city. I think the man-at-arms play is the play. I'm going to try and save my cash now. There's apprenticeship, +1 production from mine, so production of my capital has shot up. And the second we have feudalism, we're going to start cranking out a lot. And I mean a lot of builders. Okay, nice. There's machinery boosted. We got another archer to send to the north. We're getting aqueducts going. We're getting our last settler going. We're going to get him moving over to here. We've got the world in a good position. We've just got a couple of libraries up. Let's keep getting those libraries. You're going to pre-build some builders. I'm going to need those. You're going to settle here. Good work. Ooh, negative loyalty was not what I was expecting. Can I go ahead and purchase luxury resources? Yes, I can. There's 2 extra luxuries. Should that be enough to -2 loyalty? Why is that? It's going to be a hard L time. I'll be real with you. It's going to be a hard time in the next era if we get a Dark Age. And I don't think we can really stop it from happening. Okay, there's the surprise war that we were expecting. Start pulling back and start moving archers to the north. We just need to get iron working before they can really do a lot of damage to our cities. I might have to go for an early industrial zone here in the city of Charleston to get that unit out. Because if I were to build a man-at-arms, it would take 11 turns. Whereas if I place this, I think that's the play. Go for an early industrial zone, get that man-at-arms, send it to the north. Okay, I don't like the hit that we just took on that guy. It's kind of scary. In terms of governor titles, we need a lot of governor titles. And to reassign Victor to Boston, I need to buy Liang and put her into Charleston. Loyalty is very spooky right now for me. Very, very spooky. This is a bit of a terrifying position to be in because he caught me off guard by just a turn or two, though. That's the thing. So luckily, Saladin is in a Dark Age. 11 turns on Charleston. That means we need to get a builder in here and chop out this industrial zone ASAP. 8.5 happiness level. Can I buy more luxuries? No. Need to get this tobacco online. 8 turns. Things are a little bit tight. So I need to get 4 more iron. No one has any iron for sale, so I'll have to wait a few more turns. Whew. I guess we'll be tackling this crisis in the next episode. I love you all very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this Civ 6 video. I love you all. Bye-bye. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I got there in the end. Somehow I managed to do my outro.